Joan Buckley is a clinical admissions representative for the admissions department at Gaylord Hospital. The main thing I can say about Joan is that she is a champion for the patient that none of us have even met yet. If I were a patient or a family member at the acute care hospital, I would love to know that Joan is in my corner. And she has such empathy and compassion for the patient who is at the acute care hospital, and she will move mountains to get them here. She often can be seen standing at her desk, and she'll have her headset on, and she'll be passionately explaining to the insurance company why this patient needs to come to Gaylord. And then she'll hang up the phone and she'll yell, "I got it," like she just won the lottery when she gets authorization. If you want to hear a good story from Joan, just ask her about Paul Newman and you'll get a good laugh. She's dedicated. She will help if somebody's coming by car. She'll run down to the door and help nursing get that person into the car. And if she has an opportunity to speak with a family on the phone, she'll establish a rapport with them. And then when she's able to get them through the door, she'll run upstairs, she'll welcome them to Gaylord, and she'll make a nice impression and a nice connection with them.
Amanda Myers is an occupational therapist in inpatient therapy, and she's a level 3 clinical research coordinator. Amanda is an excellent clinician who brings the highest quality of care to her patients. She is a steady, even presence in the department, very hardworking, never complains, and is always supportive. Amanda is self-driven and has a passion for research, and she took the initiative to pursue her interest. Through this, she has played an integral role in the growth of research at Gaylord and has become our level 3 clinical research coordinator. Amanda is seen as a tremendous resource for both therapy department and the hospital as a whole. Amanda has spent endless hours, many on her own time, driving research at Gaylord forward, all while maintaining a full caseload. Amanda's commitment to excellence, her calming, steady presence, and her excellent treatment skills make her a greatly appreciated and highly respected member of our team.
Alyssa Rotman, Manager of Clinical Informatics and Lab Services. Alyssa is one of the most reliable and accountable people I have ever worked with. She truly has an expansive wealth of knowledge. Anyone that knows Alyssa would agree she is often the go-to for many of our new initiatives. She's also the first person to offer her assistance and support in any of our organizational projects. She is a critical member of the Gaylord team.
Dr. Hongmei Wang is one of our inpatient and outpatient physiatrists. There are so many wonderful words that come to mind when thinking about Hongmei. I think her incredible sense of calm, even when she isn't feeling calm, is an amazing strength, and it provides a real sense of leadership to those at Gaylord that surround her. I remember at one of the first meetings I had with Hongmei when she first started at Gaylord, I asked her about her goals and aspirations as our newest physiatrist. Without any hesitation, she said that she wanted to be the best physician and team leader she could possibly be. Hearing her voice that so plainly was a real sign of all of the wonderful things to come.
Jackie Skrkanich is a physical therapy assistant in the inpatient therapy department. Jackie is a PT assistant who provides skilled, holistic, compassionate care to her patients. Jackie brings an infectious, positive attitude to everything that she does, and she has a genuine desire to do the best for her patients and the department. That desire is palpable, and her patients know that she truly wants the best for them and that she will go the extra mile to do so. This quality allows Jackie to build an excellent rapport and trust relationship with her patients. Jackie has a passion for learning. For the past few years, Jackie has been working full-time and going to school full-time to complete a program to transition from being a PT assistant to a DPT. This program on its own is intensive, but to do this while working full-time is very rare. Jackie has done this while maintaining the highest quality of care and staying active within the department. Her patients and Gaylord truly benefit from her determination, positivity, and compassion.
Lori Jano, Manager of Respiratory Services. Lori is one of the hardest working people I have ever met, but what really stands out to me about Lori is her heart. She is the kindest, most thoughtful person who would literally give you anything she could to help you. Lori was nominated for eye care by a family member of a patient. At the time, she was covering an additional role within the respiratory department while training a new employee. Her care and effort for this patient was seamless. The family member reached out often with questions and concerns, and every time Lori addressed them promptly and with compassion. This speaks to her character as a leader and as a caregiver.
Jill Hellstrand is a physical therapist in the inpatient therapy department, and she is also our Milne 2 team leader. Jill came to Gaylord in 2018 with many years of experience at acute care. She has brought this extensive knowledge and perspective to the treatment of our medically complex patients and to her current role as MILM 2 team leader. Jill is an outstanding clinician who provides excellent, compassionate care to her patients. Jill actively seeks new challenges and is always looking for ways to advance her skills. Jill recently became a certified exotherapist, which takes many hours of training to accomplish, followed by testing from the company. She also stands out as someone who does not accept the status quo and seeks to challenge and propel the department forward to improve quality and outcomes. Her commitment to excellence and her confidence to seek change are greatly appreciated and respected. We are fortunate to have Jill as part of our team. Stephanie Guidos is a speech therapist in the inpatient therapy department. She is also our level 2 clinical specialist in dysphagia, and she's a Lyman 1 team leader. Stephanie is a dedicated therapist who brings a multimodal, dynamic approach to her patient care. Stephanie is a great role model for compassionate care. She is always willing to take the time with our patients and their families to make sure that they feel comfortable and to make sure that they feel like their questions are answered. Stephanie's passion is in the treatment of dysphagia, and her work to propel herself and the department forward in this area are extensive. She is our only clinician certified in vital stimulation. She is a trainer for FEES. She is organizing the certification training of the speech therapy department and the interpretation of MBS studies in order to improve our consistency and reliability. And she was also the driving force for the research study and implementation of the free water protocol at Gaylord. Stephanie's extensive skill set, outside-of-the-box ideas, and compassionate care are of great value to our team.
Eric Sokolowski is a level 2 physical therapist in our Cheshire clinic. It has been wonderful to watch Eric grow as a clinician here at Gaylord. He started here as a student and has done nothing but grow into a masterful clinician. He is sought out by patients that live throughout the state of Connecticut. As his reputation has grown into developing wonderful exercise prescription and programming. He has wonderful attention to detail for his medical diagnosing and treatment, which really helps to accelerate the healing process for his patients. Eric has a wonderful and good-humored personality, which helps his patients benefit from his wonderful expertise and enjoy their time together. His patients and Gaylord are lucky to have Eric. I know his colleagues would agree he is a wonderfully valued member of the team.
Caitlin Bolin is a physical therapist in the inpatient therapy department. She is also our level 3 clinical expert in wheelchairs, and she is our Lyman 2 team leader. Caitlin joined our Gaylord team in 2012 after being a student here. It's been a joy to see Caitlin's growth from a student to an exceptional therapist, to being a growing leader within our team, to now being a team leader and our level 3 clinical expert in wheelchairs. Caitlin is a therapist who strives for continual growth. Just in the past few years, she has taken on many significant challenges and growth opportunities. She has become a neurologic clinical specialist, gaining that certification. She wrote an article for rehab management, and she is currently working on receiving her ATP certification. Each of these is no easy task on their own, and each takes a high level of commitment, and she has taken on all 3. Caitlin's professional growth has been truly impressive. The care that she provides for her patients, combined with her wheelchair expertise and continual professional development, make her a tremendous asset to the hospital.
Dee Fontaine is Senior Executive Assistant in the President's Office. I could fill hours of airtime with extraordinary stories about Dee, but I was told that I needed to be brief. Dee has worked in the President's Office for over 5 years, but has been unknown to most of the organization until last year. When the COVID craziness started and we needed to start our window visit program, we needed a champion. Someone to organize, start, and administer this new program. Dee was very quick to step up. She interfaced beautifully with the clinicians involved and got to be close to many of the families and patients. She went above and beyond and truly owned this project. I was not at all surprised when Dee jumped in to help. It's who she is and why she is such an amazing fit for the Gaylord family. I have the pleasure of working side by side with her every day, and I know that I personally would be lost without her. I am glad the rest of the organization and many of our patients and families got a brief glimpse of what makes her so special and why she is so deserving for this nomination.
Matt Scavo is a physical therapist in our North Haven location. It only feels like yesterday that Matt was a student here in our North Haven clinic. It was known back then that he was a special guy with loads of potential. It has been amazing to watch him grow into a confident, well-respected, and appreciated clinician. Matt has a warm smile and a genuine disposition that helps people feel comfortable and at ease. This builds confidence and openness for our patients, which is so important to feel in a place of healing. He has only been working at Gaylord for a few years, but that is only a testament to the impact that Matt has had on his patients and his colleagues.
I'm here to talk today about Dr. Dave Rosenblum. Many of you know Dave. He's worked here for a long time. He's a true veteran of Gaylord. Recently been appointed as the medical director of the Milne Institute. And when I think of Dave, and I think it's true for many of us, we think of his clinical skills and his patient care and what an outstanding job he does in those areas. In many ways, Dave is a complete physician, though. He's got that calm bedside manner. And the thing a lot of you probably don't see is he's a fierce patient advocate. He'll do anything and go to any length behind the scenes to get the information he needs and to get the equipment or the services that the patients need even when they're leaving Gaylord. When I applied to Gaylord a long time ago now, for me, Dave was one of the people that interviewed me, and it was after a half a day of a battery of interviews, and I just finished a panel interview with 8 people, and I was getting a little battered after all of those interviews, and Dave and Dr. Sicklick walked in, and the first thing Dave said to me was, you know what, take a breath. Let's just take a breather. Let's talk a little bit about the weather and just relax for a second, and then we can talk a little bit more. Just the fact that he was so concerned and so empathetic to my position that he wanted to start things off by slowing things down. I was just so impressed, and that's probably one of the things that really struck me later on about Gaylord and Gaylord culture, people thinking that way and caring about other people.
Dorothy Orlowski, manager of the patient experience at Gaylord. I remember meeting Dorothy for the first time 3 years ago. Being new to my role at Gaylord, she made it a point to meet with me to not only discuss how important my role would be in supporting the patient experience, but how critical my role would be in helping to support the Gaylord staff. This is typical of Dorothy's day-to-day actions, always thinking about providing a safe, healing, and positive environment, not only for our patients, but for our Gaylord staff.
I just want to spend a minute talking about Tracy Hull, one of our APRNs. Tracy was here when I got to Gaylord. She'd been here for about a year. And right away, I was struck by such a committed and experienced individual. I had been doing wound care for about 8 years at that point, and I was just amazed at the amount of experience and information that she had that was willing to share and help me actually grow in terms of inpatient wound care. She's an absolute gem, and Gaylord's very, very fortunate to have her. I think about so many different qualities that she has in terms of patient care and keeping all of the discussions about excellent patient care. But I'm really struck by her dependability and accountability. I think about a time a few years back when when you have a small department of only 2 APRNs taking care of all of the wound care patients, it's tough when you don't have a full complement. And for a while we had the other person on intermittent FMLA, and Tracy was there trying to take care of the entire service. She would come in extra hours, and there were many days when she said, I didn't quite finish, so I'm going to go home, take care of my family, and I'll come back later and finish things off. And I was just so amazed at her commitment to get through that period and not let any patients ever suffer for want of excellent wound care.
Phil Silverio is our clinic supervisor for our Cheshire and our Cromwell clinics. Phil provides unwavering ownership over the Cheshire and Cromwell clinics. Phil holds himself to the highest expectations of performance, and he holds those same standards for his team. This is wonderfully balanced by great advocacy for his staff. He significantly values the personal and professional growth of each one of his staff members, and he wants each to know that they play a vital role in the success of each of their clinics. The patient is always at the center of the decisions that he makes. The functional outcomes and the patient satisfaction scores from each of those clinics are a testament to the hard work that happens under Phil's supervision. He brings these qualities to work every single day. I truly value Phil's passion and energy that he brings to work because it ultimately results in an amazing patient experience.